Okay, I'm a huge fan of marker tackles, but marker tackles need to be practiced and they need to be practiced well. If you can make a good marker tackle, often it depends on the angles, and when you see them go wrong, it's because that marker's got their angles a little bit wrong around the ruck. One of the best things about them is if I'm kind of marker, this is I play the ball. If I'm getting up to marker like that, first thing I want to do is get a little space, especially if there's going to be a second marker or some kind of a second tackler who needs to come in here. I need to give a little bit of space, but also that means that if they do a pass on the ad line, I've just got that extra yard, take a little bit extra. I've just got that little bit of extra space so that I can go and make that tackle. If I'm really close to the play the ball, they make a pass on the ad line, I probably can't make that tackle. Whereas a little bit further back, and I'm going to be in a really nice aggressive posture, ready to explode off, because this marker tackle, whether it's a tackle around the middle or if you're going to go and pressure a kicker or pressure a first receiver, it's a sprint. Obviously until you get there, you want to chop your feet, but first movement is a sprint towards the ball. So if I'm a marker, they've done a pass kind of around the ABC mark around here. So if they've done a pass around the ruck, it's close enough to the ruck for me to be able to go and put pressure on. What I can do is if I go out to sprint like this, he's basically got two options. He either wears my shot in the rib cage or the thighs, which means basically my ABC defenders are going to come this way. He's going to wear that shot in the rib cage or the thighs, and that basically means my ABC defenders are going to get to him get to a ball carrier who's not got any more momentum, because I've made that legs tackle. Or if he's going to feel that pressure so much, he's actually going to kind of run an overs carry like that, and that's also going to steal his momentum. He's going to run into the shoulders of my ABC and defenders, maybe even the D defender over there. Another thing, and I've even seen this in the NRL recently, is I talk a lot about outside arm carries. A lot of people carrying the ball on their inside arm when the marker pressure is really heavy. Don't want to be doing that. Get it in that outside arm away from him, because what you can do is come in here and, he's got a free sprint. He's got a free shot at you. If you give him that inside arm carry, you're going to, 9 times out of 10, I think there's going to be a knock on, or at least he's going to be able to control the ball, get you on your back for a slow to play the ball. So get it in the outside arm. But like I said, a real good marker tackle. I'm going to get him probably lower than one of our upper body tackles, kind of right in here, pelvis, lower rib cage, or ideal world, we get both legs together. No momentum, ABC comes and eats him up, or he's going to run overs away from that pressure, same principle. However, what often goes wrong is when people do this, what I really need to be doing is I need to get my angles right, and I need to keep the play on my outside shoulder. If I turn too far this way, like too far towards the touchline, what he's going to do, especially if it's a half or a fullback or a winger taking a carry out of yardage, they're just going to take off my inside shoulder like that. Very, very difficult tackle for me to make, to adjust and make that. Probably if I make it, it's probably going to be a quick play the ball for them, or I'm going to get wrong-footed. Similarly, maybe I've got the angles right, but I've just over-chased. I've not kept him on my outside shoulder. I've kind of let my centre line kind of meet his centre line. Again, I'm going to give him that opportunity to run straight into me, bump me off, or again, just get that step on to go back onto my inside shoulder. Very, very difficult tackle to make. You imagine you've got all your weight going this way, all of a sudden you need to make that tackle on your inside shoulder. Very, very difficult. So one of the rare occasions we want to keep the play on our outside shoulder to be able to make it effective. So one of the rare occasions I think that I will say cheek to cheek. So what we want to be doing, I think, really is aiming as I'm running to go and make this tackle, sprint. I'm probably aiming to have my head just behind his arse or his lower back. That's the target point here. And that means I've got a good angle. Look, I've got my foot kind of cutting his body in two, and there, that tackle is there. If I'm too far this way, I'm not going to be able to make the tackle. If I'm too far this way, he's going to blow off my inside shoulder. So really get those angles right. I'll add a couple of videos on the end of this, probably involving this player right here when he gets that wrong and gives up his inside shoulder on a marker tackle. But huge advocate of marker tackles. They can really sap the momentum out of a team around the ruck. But like I said, angles are crucial in making an effective marker tackle. If you enjoyed this, you can get detail like I don't think you'll find anywhere else in the Rugby League IQ group on School. I'll put the link down in the description. You can try it free for 7 days. If you don't like it, cancel before the week's over. Don't pay a penny. If you do like it, stick around. The resource is going to keep growing and growing. We're adding stuff all the time. And like I said, you won't find stuff like this for Rugby League anywhere else on the internet. So give it a shot.